Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, where we are currently working on this enormous encirclement out over here, encircling this entire area. That is of course going to be a very big deal for us if we can pull it off. We're currently moving in here, and we'll see how that ends up going. I believe that this attack is, yeah, these guys attacking here. Okay, so we're going to have to do something about this area or this area, but we'll see which one we want to go after. For the time being, we of course need to tick on forward here, but before we do that, let's grab ourselves a land doctrine here. Yeah, additional organization and recovery rate for our tanks sounds fantastic. We also need an air doctrine. We'll take air superiority for our 0 airplanes. Okay, sounds good. We also can grab another land doctrine over here, giving us Blitzkrieg, giving us a fair amount of upgrades for like mechanized infantry organization, as well as giving us tank and armor variant recovery rates, and enabling the breakthrough tactic. So that sounds very, very good. At least out on this front, where we're currently not really attacking. We need to continue to push forward a little bit here, but we are starting to run into some supply issues until these supply depots get finished. So that is all well and good. At this point, I have moved this guy down, and all of these are moving downward 1 province. And they're just going to be in position to help out with any offensive actions down over this way. We need to cut this off. Orda has capitulated. That's awkward, but that's not necessarily the biggest of deals. Okay, so we're going to head on in down this way. That looks good. Okay, they moved additional forces in, but that is absolutely understood. We're just going to head down this way. Ooh. So I want to grab one of these infantry divisions and tell it to immediately come in here. So military youth has finished up. That's fine. And we do have this armored division that we definitely want to put in. In fact, we have 2 armored divisions. That looks good. And we can grab our next focus, which is probably going to be paramilitarism, reducing our training time. That's absolutely great. So our vassal capitulating there is very awkward. No doubt about that. Is Kishi in this? They are. Okay. So that is absolutely fine. We don't have a lot of troops out over here, but we're doing kind of the standard Russian strategy of just letting their army be eaten up by our land and just spread out and attrited to infinity, right? That is the overall concept there. And I like to call that the good old you lose until you win from it. That's what we're doing on this front. So that seems absolutely fine for the time being. We are heading down here, but we are working on getting railways completed up over this direction. So I want to take a look at how that's going. We still don't have any rail connection down here. That does, of course, need to get finished eventually. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about getting attacked from this direction, but this corridor should stay open here. So I'm not super concerned about that one. So we do see an attack happening over here by our vassal, actually the Sikh Empire, and that's very solid for us. It's also happening down this way. The question that I have is how long until we arrive here? The answer is quite soon. These guys have arrived. Oh, okay. So we do see that there's this force here. Now, I want to remember how to tell them to support attack. That is definitely going to be a useful thing to remember how to do. I definitely have forgotten what the idea is. This is a move attack. I want it to support attack, though. It's not shift click. It's not alt click. It does not appear to be control click. Okay, I have forgotten how this works. Let me look it up real quick here. Let's see here. Hoi for support attack. What is the hotkey for that? Control right clicking on the battle indicator. Okay, I gotcha. So that is unintuitive for sure. So we control right click on this. Now we're supporting that attack. Okay, perfect. So that is unintuitive, but we're going to do that for now. And we'll push this guy on out of here. We are most of the way over here, although our organization is getting very low. So unfortunately, these guys stopped their movement. That is very sad. But I'm going to start them moving in over this way. Okay, so at this point, we do see units moving out this direction, right? But we just need to cut off their supply flow. That's what this comes down to. Their supply flow has got to go. So I do want to think about grabbing a technology here. We could certainly go for something along the lines of Logistics Company 4. That seems fine. So we'll get that going for the time being, and we are very, very close to breaking into Beijing over on this front. So this is why I'm not so worried about what's going on over here. I keep expecting to be able to box select, and there we go. We're able to box select. I don't know why I couldn't before, but that is absolutely fine for right now. So we're moving in down over this way. What we need more than anything is our supplies online over here. And I believe the problem is that these guys moved in and broke our intended supply line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move down a line that runs along this front here, which is where we have all of our people here. I also want to make sure that this is connected up over here along the lines of that. Now, we do have our supply depot over here finished, and that is absolutely excellent. Beijing should fall fairly soon here, so that looks good. As far as this front over here goes, these guys are still retreating, and we are walking in over here. The question is, how far have we gotten? And the answer is not particularly. Excavation has finished up, and Kishijuj is very likely to capitulate soon, but I'm not too concerned about that. Is Persia actually in this war? They are. They're just not actually doing anything. Okay, noted. That is fine. I'm not too concerned about it. So we are then going to grab ourselves maybe an aircraft here. Advanced small airframe. Let's get going on that. Sounds good. So that is okay. We may want to think about also constructing a supply depot somewhere around here. So I'm going to put one there, and then another one. Well, we've got one here, but I'm going to start one up here just in case. Okay, so something along the lines of that. Now, we are seeing a double line up over here. One division. Okay, sure. That is reasonably fine for the moment. So I'm not too concerned about what's going on over here, believe it or not. We should be concerned, but I'm not. Like, that's the kind of thing that it feels like we should be doing something significant about, but I don't want to. I just want to keep pushing towards Beijing for the time being. So taking a look at this, we can see that China is currently 25% towards capitulation. So that is absolutely fine for the moment. Excellent. Now, what we really want to do is get this attack supported over here, but we just don't have the supplies in this region right now. We need to get these railroads completed. That needs to be our priority at this moment. So that is indeed exactly what we're working on. We're going to get these railroads done reasonably soon, and we can see that the Chinese forces are attempting to push in over here for sure. It's just a very, very wide front, right? No doubt about that. I do want to deploy these units of infantry, and we are going to put them into this army here. And I want them to be assigned specifically. Well, we could actually give them a separate order up over here and assign them to that, to at least try to give some amount of resistance over here. So that'll be fine for the moment. We need supplies down over here before we do too much else, but taking this position would be amazing at this time. So we're going to let supplies filter down here, and we do definitely need to get these railways online. So that is making some amount of progress here. Excellent. So we're going to be finishing up these railways quite soon here. Yeah, there's definitely some railway coming in. But we need more. We need quite a lot more railway over in that region. How are things going in Beijing? Beijing has fallen officially. So that is looking good. I'm now going to change out these orders. So we're going to get rid of that. And what are we interested in going after next? Well, Nanning is now their capital. So that is all reasonably fine. I want these guys to think about an offensive line, perhaps somewhere like at this river. So we could think about something along the lines of this for our next offensive push. So we can do that. Excellent. With Beijing having fallen, I want to take a quick look at what we've got going on here supply depot-wise. Yeah, there's a supply hub in Beijing. We are connected up. So this should be reasonably fine on that front. Okay. So we can focus back in over here. We do need to get these railways built up. No doubt about that. That is absolute top priority. However, they are getting built. The real question now is this supply hub connected up yet? No. No, it is not. Okay, well, that's reasonably fine for the moment. They have a lot of territory that they need to take out over here, right? So I'm not too concerned about that, all things considered. We'll have some forces coming in there, and we're definitely making gains out over on this side. So that looks reasonably fine. These guys should absolutely move up over here. They're currently pocketed, and I would love it if they would come up this way and try to break out. So we're going to head up there for now. And we'll see about that. We're getting pushed back over here, which is not necessarily shocking. And we want to walk back over this way. Ooh, we're getting attacked here. So that's going to get pocketed. We'll see how that ends up going. We can try to do a breakthrough out over this way, but I'm not convinced that that's going to work. So we've got some awkwardness going on up here in the north, but in the south, things are going very well. So I'm okay with that for the moment. And how are we doing on supplies over here? Well, what we need more than anything is these railways properly online. At least one level of railway here. And that is queued up. So this level of railway, this connection here, really needs to get finished. That's what we need more than anything over on this front right now. And the question is, where's that being built? Okay. Where indeed? Where did that get queued up at? It's in here somewhere. It has to be. Right? Well, we'll let these finish up. Okay, there we go. So that was it right there. So that is now connected, which means that this supply depot is currently connected. Actually, it's not. It might need some time to update. Okay, now these are connected. Beautiful. We're going to motorize this one. This one's still being constructed. But we can motorize our supply depot out over here. That will boost up our supply in this area tremendously. And that's really, really solid. So next, what I want to do is I want to move these guys in here. We're going to head down, and I'm sure that China is going to try to stop us. It'll take us a while to get there, but our supplies are regenerating here much, much better now. And I want to support this attack. Okay, so we're just going to push on through here and see how this goes. Wonderful. If we can pocket this area, we can get this all cleaned up very, very easily. And that is indeed the idea. So the world tension last change was Ordozoos capitulating. Okay, gotcha. So we're going to push these guys out of here for now. Beautiful. And we're going to bring our forces on in. I believe that our supplies in this region are now significantly better than theirs. I want to assign this guy, since he's right here, out over here, but this might be full. Let's just assign it to this army and tell him we need more forces on this line. Okay, so let's do that for right now. We, of course, can upgrade this guy, and we'll make him be an infantry expert. That'll be absolutely okay. So we're now in this position. The question is, do we see a good opportunity for a breakthrough here? The answer is possibly, but our organization is too low to advance right now. So I want to take a look at our supplies here. Yeah, it's going to take a little while for supplies to make their way down here. But we're really, really close here. Ooh, look at this. These guys are attacking here, which is going to significantly weaken them. I want to grab one of these divisions and tell him to attack here. And the other division I want to have supporting the attack. So stop moving and support the attack. There we go. So we want to push in over here if we can. Now, we're seeing some awkwardness here for sure. But if we can cut this off, that's going to be huge. Because this is going to be an enormous pocket. So if we can pull this off, that's phenomenal. We're definitely seeing our offense over here going very, very well. So we're pushing to this river, and that is okay for the moment. As far as all of this up here goes, we probably should think about cleaning this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this army here get a front line, and their front line, or rather not their front line, their offensive line is going to be this. That didn't take. Okay. That created a front line. Hang on. I messed this up. No, I don't want to remove the army. Delete that. I want an offensive line. And we want that to be somewhere out over like this. This, right? So I want to select all. Select all, please. That did not work. Okay. Something along the lines of this. And then I want to offensive line this. And I guess we'll have to do this in like a slightly different direction. So something kind of like that. But I would prefer it if it was up over here. Maybe we'd be better off if we were to do an offensive line that ended up being something more along the lines of this. Yes, I like that better. Okay, so we'll launch that offensive. That'll be okay for now. And our tanks are just taking up this position here. I want to check in on China's capitulation at this point. So they're 48% towards capitulation now. This is going very poorly for them. Speaking of going poorly, this attack. Well, it's going kind of mediocre, actually. Okay, so we're letting our forces regenerate here a bit. There's paramilitarism finishing. We can definitely grab ideological fanaticism, which we're going to do. And I want to think about bringing this unit all the way down to here. In fact, the way I want to do that is I want to have this unit move here, this unit move here, this unit move here, this unit move here. And then this unit moves here, and this unit moves here, like that. Okay, so that'll be okay. We'll let these guys regenerate for the moment, because we're going to need to get our supplies here up a bit. And I would like to think about constructing a railway that comes down like that. So we'll get that online for now. That'll start constructing. And we can't push in over here just yet. We're going to keep an eye on our ability to do that. But this is absolutely where we want to be focused at this moment. So that looks reasonably good. We're continuing to... Oh, these guys are still pocketed up over here. That's a little bit awkward for sure. These guys are retreating. Okay. For the time being, that's reasonably okay. We're currently supporting this attack. I'm okay with that. But maybe don't, since they gave up on their attack here. So we're just waiting for reinforcements to come in here at this time. And once they arrive, we'll launch an attack here. I don't love supporting this attack, but if they're going to do the attack, we'll do it. Ooh, this attack is really solid for us. So what I want to do is I want to take all of these units and tell them attack. But this guy here is going to be supporting the attack. So something along the lines of that one. Fantastic. So we're going to attempt to make a breakthrough over here. And we'll see how that ends up going. Our supplies are not fantastic, but I absolutely do want to work through here and get this entire area pocketed. That is going to be absolutely huge. So we'll do that. And we do also need to get our war support up a little bit. So we may want to do war propaganda and exert heroism and probably do some radio propaganda as well. So that'll be fine. Our war support is currently low due to combat casualties. That's understandable. But we're going to continue to work our way through over here. There's a little bit still being done over this direction in terms of our offensive, but there's not a lot of offensive happening there right now. Okay, so that seems reasonably fine. We're doing some cleanup out over here. This is currently struggling. I want these guys down here. Get on over here. And we're going to cease this attack for now. I don't want to move forces out. No, stop it. I don't want to move forces out of here. I want to keep these guys here. Please stop. It really wants to bring them up over here. I guess it's because we have a gap in the lines there. Sure, I guess that's okay. I'm going to let these guys finish their attack here. Okay. They are not doing as heavy of attacking as I would have liked. Oh, this is the tank division. I need these to go into this army. There we go. So that'll be fine. Our tanks down here are mostly idling. And that is, I think, because of, well, we've got some supply issues here. But we can continue to push in. The question is, where do we want to? And I kind of want to take our tank division here. And I want to tell them to offensive line, like, all the way to I'd really like it if they'd offensive line something like that. We can get started on that and just try to cut the country in half. Okay, so we'll do that for the time being. As far as this goes, we're keeping an eye on their supply situation here. They've definitely identified this as a point of weakness. I wish that we could tell the Sikh Empire, help us with an attack here. Because if we could, or here, actually here would probably be better due to the railroad crossing, but if we could coordinate an attack here, that would be amazing. We'd be really, really happy about that. Unfortunately, for the moment, we can't do that, so we're just going to have to content ourselves with this tank thrust here, and that'll be fine. So this is the overall direction that that tank thrust is going to go. That seems okay. They can't really stop our tank thrust. So that all seems absolutely great. The real problem here right now is a lack of supplies specifically in this location, but that's what constructing this is intended to fix. Which we're a ways away on that still, which that's understood. Okay, we do have a tech available, and we are going to end up grabbing the improved medium airframe, I guess. That is reasonably fine. These guys are no longer on the offensive, and I feel like that is reasonably acceptable. I'd like to bring these guys out, like, this way. They might be able to break out over here, and we'll see if they allow us to do this. I wouldn't expect them to, but we'll try it. Why not? And at this point, we'll grab fighter aircraft production. Not like we're producing any fighter aircraft, but we're looking for significant weaknesses out in this side, right? And the question is, when are we able to launch a proper attack here? Well, right now is not the answer. We do have access to a land doctrine here, I think. Yeah, it would be Kampfgruppe. Okay. That's fine. In recovery rate and organization is absolutely something that we would love to get here. So we'll get that recovery rate going and hopefully outpace them in recovery. Looking at this situation here, we have not made it across this river yet. That is, of course, going to be the hard part of this, is making it across the river. So that's all relatively fine. How are we doing on the capitulation at this point? 52% towards capitulation. Okay, sounds great. So that is reasonably fine for the moment. I do want to come down here and see... No, I don't want you going this way. Come back. Come back here. We do not want you going that direction for now. Okay. What I want to see is these guys significantly weakening themselves somewhere where we can attack over here and link up our fronts. That is what we really need more than anything else. So I'm going to have this guy come here, and this guy is going to come over this way. Okay, so that looks good. We could potentially think about attacking here soon. They're moving forces in over this way, but that seems absolutely okay. And I want to take all of these guys, and this is not going to be a successful attack necessarily. What if we were to attack up here with these guys just supporting the attack? So, stop it. There we go. And support the attack. Okay. I would absolutely love it if these guys would help. Unfortunately, they're not. So this attack isn't going to be successful. Yeah, what we need at this point is supplies here, and that's what that comes down to. So we have made it across the river over here, and our tanks are just kind of driving unopposed over here. We've made a significant breakthrough. Absolutely significant here. Our troops are stretched extraordinarily thin over here, but I would actually expect China to capitulate reasonably soon. They're now 59% towards capitulation, and once they're cut off from their capital over here, this would solve the problem as well. So yeah, this is an absolutely significant breakthrough over here. That looks great. Ideological fanaticism is a thing that has happened, and that is okay too. We could start working towards, like, technology sharing, but we can't go any other direction here. We need one of the following. We don't meet the requirements for this. Oh, we need to be in a faction. Okay, sure. Let's go for, say, nuclear effort here. There we go. And yeah, this is a huge, huge breakthrough at this point. So these guys are making their way through, and there's nothing that can stop them. So that is fantastic. China has largely collapsed on that front, and they have very little that they can do. So this looks great. We've pocketed a number of them here, and I'd like to attack them there. They have no access to supplies. We have a little pocket of them here as well, which I'm going to bring over this tank and clean up. But our tank units are definitely making huge, huge gains here. China will very likely capitulate reasonably soon. We could call Estonia, and we have not done that. We could actually just go through this list here. I'm going to call Uli Zuz here. They were completely surrounded. They're probably going to capitulate fairly soon, but this is fine. China is taking huge losses here. We can't really hold this front, to be clear, but we can absolutely cut them off and do huge amounts of damage to them. And that is indeed the exact goal here. So I want this railway, or actually the supply hub to finish, and it just did. So now we have motorized supply making its way down over here. That's absolutely huge. And yes, these guys capitulated, which was expected. 100% that was expected. So I'm going to move these into this front line. There we go. And China is starting to try to move some forces over here, but they really can't stop our armored thrust. So that is looking very good. Very, very good indeed. At this point, China is 64% towards capitulation. And I want to launch an attack up over here with this unit supporting the attack. Okay. Yeah, support that attack. There you go. So we're going to try that with our supplies here. And they are moving reinforcements in, but that's reasonably okay. We're seeing these guys down here. Yeah, we have a good supply source here at this point. So I'm okay with this. We definitely start to push in here. Let's grab Night Vision 1. That'll be okay. They're moving a lot of forces in right here. So at this time, the question is, well, they're attempting to stop our breakthrough, is what they're trying to do. I really want this guy to just drive here. Just drive there. Okay. So that is indeed exactly what our goal is. I want this unit to just drive here as well. Or actually, we don't really need 2 to do that, but I guess 2 would be okay. This unit can shield this one. So yeah, that looks fine. At this point, we have an infantry division that we can send up here, which we'll do. Looks solid. And China's in serious danger here. Extraordinarily serious danger. So we don't really have the ability to attack here, but that doesn't matter when we're doing this. Right? Like, they're going to get completely cut off here. And this is not going to go well for them at all. So we're just exploiting this breakthrough at this point. And that looks absolutely fantastic. Their supply line is growing extremely thin right now. So we're just making our way on over. Improved medium airframe finishes, and I want to grab improved large airframe. There we go. And the nation is just basically cut in half at this point. So China is now 71% towards capitulation. That looks great. I want to set these guys, as soon as we have this cut off, I want to set them to aggressively attacking. We're not in position for that just yet. We've kind of overstretched our supply line over here, which is why this tank unit did not finish its armored thrust there, but that's what this one is for. That said, this mountainous terrain is slowing us down, so there's no doubt about that. I want these guys to clear up this area. There we go. And I want you to continue your armored thrust. Just head on down. Fantastic. We need to clear this out. We are losing this attack, although these guys are very close to gone. No, stop it. Stop it. Stay here. Stay here. Please stay here. Okay, go again. You can stop that attack for now, recover a little bit of organization, and resume the attack. Okay. So we're losing this attack, but that was expected. That was absolutely expected. And get in there again. Excellent. So we're heading on over. We do have unassigned divisions over here. This is 2 armored divisions. So we're going to put those into our armored army. And this is an armored division as well. Hang on. This infantry division ends up going here. Okay. And you are intended to go here. Cool. We have a free military factory. We'll get to that in a moment. What we need to do right now, of course, is we need to just take this state. So I want to move in another armored unit. This is the closest one. Okay, just head on up. So we're just recovering right now. But we need to take these positions. It's extraordinarily close to this breakthrough being a huge, huge, huge deal. Okay, so we are making some progress out over here. That's fine. We just need to recover our tank divisions for right now and have these guys move in, like, as a unit, right? So I'm bringing up reinforcements here. And we'll arrive here reasonably soon. But yes, we are kind of struggling to have supplies out in this area. I want to motorize this supply depot, and that is absolutely something that we're going to do. Okay, so you are going to attack here. Or are you just moving up over to here? I think you're just moving. Okay, do that with your armored thrust, and then do this to hold off any reinforcements coming in from this direction. Looks good. I think we got this. Okay, we have an additional infantry division that we can move into this army. That sounds great. We'll do exactly that. And we're really, really close to taking this at this point. So we're heading in. These guys are also heading in. There's very little they can do about this, I feel like, at this point. We just need to get across this river. So we're continuing to have this armored thrust working out really, really well. Right now, China is 72% towards capitulation. And that is great. We are going to make it across here. There we go. We have officially carved this up into 2 fronts. Well, plus the Korean front out over here. So that looks really, really solid. At this point, we're going to bump everybody into aggressive attacks. Just get very, very aggressive all of a sudden. Okay. So now our goal is we want to attack everywhere and exhaust their supplies. They have no supply flow through here at this time. So we're going to attack right up over here as well. We would love to get this cut off, but we're going to attack on nearly all fronts, except this one over here is not that big of a deal. We don't necessarily want this army to be on aggressive attack, so we'll tell them to stop that. Everywhere else, I want to be on aggressive attack. So at this point, what we want to do is we want to start cleaning up these fronts. And that is absolutely something that we can do. They're attacking out over here. I love it. They have only minimal supply flow at this point, right? So that is absolutely great. And we're going to continue to make some attacks out over here. I don't love this attack. I want to make sure that we have... I mean, the attack is okay, but I want to make sure that we have supply flow over here, right? And I want to take Yishan. So we're going to head over this direction for the time being. And we're just going to link that right on up. Beautiful. Okay, so at this point, how close are they to capitulation? 73%. Sounds good. We're looking at attempting to eliminate this pocket down over here. Absolutely support this attack. That is an excellent attack right there. In fact, do the attack yourself, not you. You can support. But we want to take this and create essentially 3 pockets here. That is the goal. And we can see China is absolutely falling. This is a huge breakthrough. Absolutely enormous, this breakthrough. They're 74% to capitulation, and yeah. We have absolutely huge gains going on over here. Up here, not so huge. But they are going to be running out of supplies very, very shortly. Beautiful. So this is now cut off as well. Perfect. I want to grab these guys and make sure that they are set to offensive line. Something just like that. Get in there. Start pushing. So that'll be absolutely ideal. I want to ensure that these guys get stack wiped. So we'll do that for the moment. And yeah, at this point, China's carved up. There's very, very little that they can do here. So that looks good. I think we might have lost a tank unit down here. And they did relink this up, which is not ideal. But the fact that we got this carve up during that is huge. So these guys are all going to be having problems. Significant problems. Excellent. How's that capitulation going? 77%. So we have another infantry division that we're going to move over here. And I'm going to toss that into this location. Looks great. And we're just going to continue to punch in here. Fantastic. So now the question is, how close are we to Nanning? Well, we're not super close here. We're still needing to take a lot of territory. Ooh, what happened out over here? There was a small breakthrough that apparently occurred, and these guys are... There are 12 units assigned to this order. Okay, I'm not too concerned about this, to be honest. That's reasonably fine. Although these guys are not exactly moving to hold this territory. Yeah, they're not exactly moving to hold it, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. We'll get to it. This infantry division can move in over here. Fantastic. So we are aggressively attacking the Chinese out over this direction. We have the opportunity to pocket a good chunk of these out over here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll look to encircle those. And they are now at 78% towards capitulation. However, it is well past time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, I expect China to cease hostilities. I don't think they will last another episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.